y'all? It's your boy Sherry Speaks, man. Man, this episode of The Flash, season 5, episode 8, What's Past is prologue. Fucking amazing, man. We see Barry and Nora go back to, I believe, 3, 4 events in the past. First event going back to Sabotage to get one of his little blades that broke off when Barry destroyed the Sabotage suit. Nora had to see her father be killed. The Two Face looking ass Barry. By her mother. She was shocked by that. We saw the reaction on her face. The other event having to be, Zoom. Having to get, pretty much the speed force injector, which broke actually when they were running away from Zoom because Zoom smelled that damn speed and being like the junkie that he is. He raced right after him. Even while they were jumping through time, we see the time wraith appear. Way back when they were trying to get the blade from Sabotage, pieces of Sabotage's armor, and all of a sudden Barry ran, to get the time wraith off of their scent. But then the time wraith comes up and it becomes an MVP when he just cracks the shit out of Zoom. So then that way Barry and Nora can, succeed on their plan. Now when they came out of that portal, into the third location, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the final phase of where they go to the particle accelerator explosion that night. The Speed Force injector breaks, so Barry throws a fit. Noticeably. So they have to go back to Thawne, back when Barry had to figure out how to go faster, and pretty much they had a bit of a they exchanged some dialogue. Thawne figures out, okay, wait a second, who are you? So because he didn't know who Nora was, so he figures out, he fixes the Speed Force injector. And he says, all right, well, that's a really nice name, Nora, because Thawne threw out some suggestions. Wait a second, you're Dawn. No, you're someone else. You're DL. That's the initials I'm gonna use for her because I don't remember her name off the bat. Then Barry's like, yo, man, look, man, stop. Just fix this for us. You're not going back into your timeline until you help us, which is always the tagline for whenever Barry and Thawne, exchange dialogue and things of that nature, because they both hate each other, obviously. So Barry explains to Nora why he hates Thawne so much. He killed your grandmother. He killed my mother. He's one arch nemesis because of that. And Nora finds out the reason why Barry doesn't exactly want her. He didn't want her to come on this trip, not just because of the timeline or because he's his daughter, but because he didn't want his daughter to see him, pretty much hate on his arch nemesis, or witness or see the pain that he's going through, or feel the pain that he's going through. We can see towards the end of the episode when he goes back to the day that his parents died, just a few moments before his parents died, Barry's parents, in fact. She calls him an old man, and they go back to their timeline. Not just that, also, but the fact that they hatched up the plan to go back in time to those specific points to create a dagger repelling, and it works for a moment. It's actually pretty damn incredible. In fact, the fact that Nora actually thought it up is actually pretty incredible as well, because it magnetized the dagger, and it drained it of its speed force energy because the Speed Force injector had negated this dagger because it was pretty much laced with dark energy, dark matter, and it was really dope to see that. To see Barry get his shots in, hit Cicada with a 2-piece, and then, for Vibe to just pretty much breach it up into the space. Cicada's like, man, man, please, I didn't do shit. Man, dagger, come back to me, please. So pretty much Cicada calls the dagger back, and then that's what summons Killer Frost. Killer Frost pushes that motherfucker into a damn van, causes a big ass dent. Now, a lot of people are wondering, like, wait a second, how the hell is that possible? Because Killer Frost didn't originate from the Dark Matter, as we previously thought. Her father gave her Killer Frost powers, by experimenting on his daughter. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how it happened. Another thing is too, we see Sherlock, take Nora's journal once more and trying to decode exactly what the hell does this woman write about in that damn journal? Because he recognized the journal. Yeah, he asked Cisco, "What the hell is this damn language? Those little symbols." Cisco tells him, "Look, it's the same symbols that we saw when Barry first came out of the Speed Force." And her most recent entry translated to the timeline is male. So I'm wondering, does that mean, like, okay, all males run the timeline, or for the most part, yeah, are males mostly in charge of the timeline at this point, or whatever, or what happens, or maybe in the future where she goes to at the very end of the episode to visit Thawne, 2049. We now have a year of where Nora is from now, and where Thawne is currently, 2049. I guess maybe women run that century or that timeline, I guess, which is why it says in this current timeline, 2018, it says that the timeline is male. So maybe that's just implying that maybe males run this current timeline, and in the future, I'll say, let's see, about 31 years from now, females run that future, that timeline, which would be cool either way. And another thing is I like these little Easter eggs was we saw Gorilla Grodd in his lone little cage back when they went to see before the apocalypse ever exploded, and also that's where they go to Gideon. Gideon knows everybody, so that whole thing. But then also we see that Nora's been going to Gideon, implementing her diet, her journal entries into her to decode them for her, to send personal messages to Eobard Thawne. I guess to get information out of him, to learn the more whereabouts, or personal, the more I guess just to know about her father, maybe most likely about a good 80-20, and also just to probably do something for him as well, because you can't go to Eobard Thawne and and not really want something from him. That's what I've realized because even Barry told look, Thawne only looks out for his fucking self. So my thing is, what does Thawne get out of Nora going back to the past to see your father? And that goes to show that also Sherlock's hunch was correct. Nora didn't create, the whole idea and paradigm to go back into the past to see her father and learn how this happened came to be. So my thing is, and here's a question I have: is Thawne still manipulating the timeline? Is he still manipulating the Flash, current vessel and future vessel? If you catch my drift. So there's so much, man. Then in the last scene, we finally get a little bit more as to who's become the victims of the Monitor's wrath so far, opening up the spell book and things of that nature. For Jay Garrick's, or I'm sorry, John Wesley Shipp's '90s Flash gets the hell up out of there, gets out of Dodge. We see the Green Arrow is down, the Ray is down, and countless other people. I think maybe what's his name? Shakaza, I can't remember his name. Crap, that one guy from DC. Why is his name not coming to my mind? Oh, Doctor Fate. I think we see Doctor Fate's helmet in the corner too. That's who we see as well. I think at least that's what I thought I saw. But man, this episode was that damn hype and that damn dope, man. To see all this again, really gave me goosebumps and chills, man, seeing this. But this was a great episode, man. I really look forward to the crossover and everything like that, man. I hope they expand after the crossover. I hope they expand on what Nora's secret meetings with Eobard Thawne is all about in 2049. Or maybe they can probably, and I hope they get that hunch to look into Gideon as well, since Barry created her, you know. So maybe, I hate to say this, but maybe Gideon can snitch on Nora, so then maybe, hopefully, Sherlock, confesses to the team, like, hey, this is what your daughter's been doing. Let's look into this. So I really look forward to that, man. This has been your boy Share Speaks, man. I'm about to get into this Black Lightning, so now I can get this review back on time. This has been your boy Share Speaks, man. I love you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys have any requests as to what videos you guys want to do next, please let me know in the comment section below. This has been your boy Share Speaks. I love you guys. God bless.